So I'm probably going to go on a couple of different tangents here. One is the U.S. debt ceiling and the politicians' reaction to the urgency of the matter. The other is the downgrade of our debt by the S&P, and finally a third, the selling of the U.S. Treasury bonds a week later. Our politicians messed around until 10 hours before the debt ceiling crisis, so-called debt ceiling crisis, and we're supposed to hail them as heroes for coming to a resolution 10 hours before, where we couldn't pay our bills. Really what the issue here is, they were all playing party politics until the last second when they all came to the conclusion that, okay, well, we can't do that anymore. Let's go ahead and agree. They could have agreed ahead of time, but they all have to position themselves for their political parties, and they're too worried about getting reelected to come up with some kind of feasible solution that works for the entire country. Now, that all aside, they still screwed us over. S&P still downgraded our debt rating. Now, economists and most analysts are saying that we're headed for a deeper recession because of this downgrade, which makes sense because now that the credit rating has been downgraded, it's going to cost us more to borrow money, and there's going to be less money to spread around. But what really floors me is a week later, after this downgrade and everybody's screaming deep recession, people are clamoring to get at the U.S. Treasury bills that are being sold off. And I don't know if you know how this works. Essentially what happens is they have an auction and people are bidding for how low they're willing to accept for interest rates. And they ended up selling them for just over 2.25%. That is less than inflation. So essentially, people are paying and they're clamoring to get the opportunity to pay the U.S. government to hold their money. Inflation rate is usually about 3%. So do the math. You're getting less back than if you held on to your money. So which leads me to this question. Do you think we're still headed for a recession? People seem to be willing to throw away money. Are we headed for a deeper recession or more of the same? Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Don't forget, rate, subscribe, all that crap. Cheers. Oh, and as we move towards election season again, I'll probably be making more and more of these videos because I'll be following it pretty closely, I think. And in the meantime, if you want, you can check out some of my old videos here. I'll post around my face here. I'll post some of my old videos you can have a look at. Otherwise, stay tuned for my next video. I'll see you guys later. And I put my hand up and it looks funny because you can't see my elbow. Look at that. Whee!